back whenever I was in college, I absolutely did not care.
I
Like, I had a lot of courses that did not pertain whatsoever to what.
yeah, that's the problem, right? Is like there's just so
Yeah,
much stuff in college I did not care about. Like, I mean, I didn't care about college in general, but there was just like courses that I was like, why am I taking this? I want to do something else. I want to do like computer science or I want to do music. Like one or the other. Why am I taking stupid introductory courses? And just like because of that, I was basically taking all introductory courses that was nothing related to my major or my interests for that matter, because my major at the time was computer science, but like I said, I really cared about music a lot more.
my major was also computer science.
Epic. And so I was taking a ton of classes I just didn't care about, and it's honestly probably the most depressed I've ever been in my life. And when I dropped out of college a month later, I was like, wow, I fucking hate college. Like, I didn't realize
Yeah.
it at the time, but like, wow.
And like, yeah, I kind of have to agree. And granted, I want to attribute part of it to the college I was going to.
Yeah, kind of the same, but really just the college learning style in general. Just, I mean, I could say the same about like regular public schooling. It doesn't work for some people.
Yeah,
I learned more, just stuff that like I actually looked up and was interested in and researched myself ever than I learned in high school or college.
same.
I was really good at like I'm terrible at taking notes, but I've as a result of that become very good at just listening to things and retaining information. And that carried me through pretty much all of high school. That doesn't really work in college, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah, it does not.
I mean, it worked
Sadly,
for like
no.
introductory courses, but when I was like the one computer science course I was actually taking, I was like, yeah, I need to take notes for this. And I did, and I did fine in that class. But I didn't care about the other ones, and I didn't put in the effort. I basically just let myself fail, except I didn't fail because I dropped out first, so. But if I had kept
Yeah,
going, I would have failed my classes just due to a lack of me doing anything because I didn't care.
yeah. I immediately enough uh flunked out. Though
Like,
there were multiple attributes to that,
yeah,
such as depression and whatnot.
yeah, I knew I was gonna
Like,
flunk out, so I left. It was
yeah,
like I knew if I had continued, same, I would have been so depressed. I would have just, oh, you're alive. I didn't think you'd make it. Sorry, I took your weapon.
it's fine.
I knew I would, so I instead was just like, hey, I'm gonna go. How do we do this? And they explained the process. And then they accidentally enrolled me in the next semester anyways, and almost tried to charge me for it, so that's pretty dope.
Yeah, I wish I had dropped out sooner.
じゃあ次のジェネレーション気がつけましょう
Because now I'm like, granted, admittedly, it's not as much as most college students who finish out, but I still have a
You have
debt
an
that
amount
I
of
have
debt.
to repay. Yeah.
I was, you mean you want to talk about like just the things you're thankful for? It was a community college, but I had a scholarship to it nonetheless because I was kind of poor, and they were at least good about giving people scholarships for that kind of stuff. I don't think I can kill this guy. Okay, never mind, I can. So,
Yeah.
I did 2 semesters for free, and thankfully, you know, I realized I didn't like it, and I'm not set back as a result of it. Thank God.
That's good. I wish was eligible for more scholarships and whatnot, but
Oh yeah, I would have
sadly,
also
well,
lost my scholarship had I continued. That was also a contributor to dropping out, because I know I would have failed, and then I would have lost eligibility. as a result of that. They had a GPA requirement. Oh, fuck. I'm spaghettiing. Grabbing the wrong items.
What's funny is that college has that I went to affected more than just like my willingness to go to college and leaving me in debt and whatnot. So it was a Christian university
Oh,
that
nice.
I went to, and let's just say there's a reason why I'm no longer Christian.
That's yep. I've heard many horror stories of people who go to a Christian college being like, huh,
次のジェネレーション片付けますよ
man.
Like, I had to take several courses that I was not interested whatsoever, having to relate to Bible and whatnot. It's just, it was absolutely annoying, and I wanted out as soon as possible.
Oh, hello. Hello, Banshee. No, don't do it. Ah. You know what? Shoot me. I'll spawn on you, Quill. It'll be faster. Taking their sweet time. Okay, there we go.
Hey, he actually spawned on me.
Uh-huh. Can I go under this? Not... yeah. Except for the, like, middle perk there.
But yeah, long story short, though, I'm no longer Christian. I could not stand it.
That's... I just, like, yeah, I hear... Oh. Good night.
I forgot they immediately threw grenades on that.
Mm-hmm. It is unfortunate and quite ironic even that a lot of Christian, like I just heard, like a lot of Christian universities have made people lose their faith. It's like, huh, that's, and I can kind of get why. I honestly don't feel comfortable talking about it just because they involve personal things for people that aren't me, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah,
Like-
it's ironic, really, is what it is.
Yeah, and like I will say, I have like it completely shaped my ideals and morals and whatnot around because for me, I don't like forcing people to do things that they don't want to,
Understandable, same.
and I don't like being forced to do things that I don't want to as well. Like,
Where is this asshole? I'm gonna fucking rocket you.
I saw a red blip there.
Nice.
Nice. But yeah, so for me being forced into taking Christian courses and whatnot, having to essentially attend a daily sermon and everything, it's just like I did not like that whatsoever. It was not for me. And honestly, I'm glad I dropped out. I wonder if a lot of the other people's stories are sort of like mine, or if they are worse or
待ってジェネレーション
better
まだ測る
whenever it
気ないわ
comes to losing faith due to
ナビポイント持ち込ん
Christian
で
university.
I don't know. I read the Bible, and I don't feel like a lot of pastors or organizations, especially organizations for that matter, like
Have actually,
they pick and choose is what they do.
yeah, they
It's-
pick and choose. Yeah, that's another reason why I no longer a Christian, because it's like
It's
turned into
incredibly
such-
political, and it's like
Yeah,
it goes against the very things that it's supposed to stand for.
yeah. Like it's amazing to see how many Christians just are arrogant, hateful people. Just because they're
yeah.
Christians.
Westboro Baptist Church kind of exists. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
you can't debate that one.
I like how we're going back through the level that we skipped because how long it was.
No, we didn't skip it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, definitely didn't.
Well, I mean, we didn't skip it because it was too long. We skip it because the game fucking sucks, and it just kicked us out, and we couldn't
That's
continue. I can't wait for the inevitable comments, like in any time that someone has a problem with a game of, well, I never had a problem with this game, so as if that doesn't mean it's not a problem initially. I mean, I get it. Like, there's a lot of buggy games where like I don't have a lot of
Yeah.
problems that players report. I always enjoy seeing, like, when a really buggy game comes out, all the comments that say, well, I didn't have problems with it, so clearly you're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it was that way with Skyward Sword. Like,
Is that way with
Especially
Breath of
since-
the Wild?
I mean, yeah, Breath of the Wild has its bugs, but
It's good now. I think
Yeah.
if that game had released with all, like, the DLC and stuff that it has now, it would have been a much better received game amongst, like, I mean, it's a well-received game by most people, but amongst, like, diehard fans of the series. Champions Ballad or whatever DLC, where you, like, actually have dungeons, in a sense, very cool. I think it was really good because they made you, like, they limited your challenges by, you had certain items, like, just like certain conditional things, like the armor you were wearing, so it limited it to be challenging and, like, how would I put it? It limited it so that it was, you were fighting it at, like, the same level as everyone else, so it wasn't just like you ran to Hyrule Castle, got the best weapons, and then just shit stomped them.
yeah.
Because you actually had to fight it on the terms that they intended. And that was pretty neat. I liked that.
Granted, my strategy to Breath of the Wild now is just rush for the Master Sword, then clear the beasts.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
I
by far, the Master Sword's the most powerful weapon in the game.
yeah.
Especially on Master Mode, where
I started a master mode run of that game, and I was just like, eh.
honestly, Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games. Though I don't really call it a Zelda game. The combat in Breath of the Wild is phenomenal.
I
Amazing.
disagree. That's honestly the weaker part, in my opinion. It's just like you get time stop, and then that's it. It's easy. And then also, like, you just get bomb arrows or whatever, and it's easy.
But the amount of creativity you have with it, though,
Yeah, I wouldn't call that I would call that more elements of the game's sandbox qualities rather than specifically the combat. Because, like, you can use physics, but that isn't necessarily inherently part of the combat as it is the, like, actual sandbox aspect of the game. It's a cool physics engine. It is fun to dick around in. But I don't really care for Master Mode. Like, I got through all the Divine Beasts and I started, doing the DLC for that game, and then I just was like, I don't really care to finish it.
I mean, Master Mode in itself at the beginning is really challenging, but
Artificially so. It's, it does the classic Legend of Zelda hard mode of just more damage.
no,
not.
the enemies regenerate.
Yeah, I know, but they also they're stronger. Like,
It's just a tier up from the normal. which is doable if they. It's easier if they didn't regenerate.
All regeneration it just makes you keep up the pace in combat more, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't like the combat to begin with. I don't feel like it added to the combat. Because, like, if you're already trying to kill things quickly, it doesn't change what your combat strategy was initially.
I mean, for me, it just made me think more how to go about certain situations, especially early on.
It just made me sell the shit out of all my stuff, buy bomb arrows, and just spam the shit to death. And it especially pronounces the problem of weapons. That's the main problem I have with Master Mode is the weapon durability is already kind of annoying, but it's like especially pronounced in Master Mode to not fight things that you don't have to.
I mean, stealth is encouraged.
Yeah, I got through all 4 of the Divine Beasts. I said I'm not gonna do Ganon yet. I'm gonna do the DLCs, which I had already completed on normal mode, on my normal mode save file.
Did you fully complete the DLC, Champions Ballad, or
Yeah, I got the
just
motorcycle.
Okay. That ending boss fights actually create a lot more creative than the blights. Granted, it is refreshing to see something original there, but yeah.
Yes, I would. If there is one thing I wish Breath of the Wild had more of, it's stuff. So, originality. So that's why I really like the DLC. Champions Ballad specifically. The Master Sword Trials I enjoyed, but it was just like... I feel like it could have been in the game when it launched.
I mean, it technically is Riptide Isle. It's just not a combat trial, it's a all around how well you can use your tools trial.
Riptide Isle was probably my favorite shrine in the base game. Probably still my favorite in general. It's very cool. Like I said, I would like to see if there is mods to make Breath of the Wild into my ideal open world Zelda game. And if so, I think that would be fun to play through on the channel. I'm gonna look into Breath of the Wild modding after we're done recording today. See if it's just memes or if there's actually anything cool. Because it's mostly memes from what I've seen on YouTube. However, that is what gets the clicks typically, is the meme shit. I know there's like durability disablers. I would like that. Give me a reason to use different weapons, like the boomerangs.
Durability was put there to make you try to use different parts of your arsenal.
Yeah, but then I just farm Lionels and get Lionel shit. It's like I understand the design concept, but then what is in turn encouraged is not fun gameplay.
I see. So, from what I can tell, I enjoyed the game. You didn't. We have 2 completely different playstyles. Cause I didn't farm shit.
It's just like, you're super, like... If the easy option is there, I'm gonna take it. Like, that's just how I play.
You take the easy option. I did not.
But you can't just say that that's... And I'm not saying you are, but people will say, oh, just play it a different way. It's like, no. Why would I play the game another way if I don't enjoy that way?
The difference between us was literally just our playstyles. Did you go into the game blind?
Yes. I bought it the day the Switch came out. I waited in line in Walmart for like not Walmart. I remember it wasn't Walmart because Walmart was like fucking crowded. We went to like Best Buy next door because no one was there. They were like, hey, you guys got Switch stocks? They're like, yeah, we're gonna have like 21 in stock. I was like, oh, okay. And we waited there like 4 or so hours, I want to say. And I played it on the car ride on the way home because my friend was an idiot and he drove. I guess the main thing I would say is I disliked the game's lack of incentive to do many things beyond simply wanting to do them. And this is coming from someone who plays fucking Elder Scrolls games, where that is the name of the game. It's just that it's handled much better in those games than it is Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Because there's like quests and people and things to talk to that are interesting in those games. Whereas there's not many of those in Breath of the Wild. There's a few. But most of them result in talk to person and go grab things in the world and then talk to them when you're done. And I wouldn't say I disliked the game, because I did enjoy the time I spent with it. It was just, the more I played it, the less I liked it. It was initially a very fun experience for me, but as time went on, like the first 12 hours of that game, I really enjoyed. And then after that, when I had figured out how to play the game, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I will admit, that is my go-to game just to play.
It's what?
It's Breath of the Wild. Just if I'm ever bored of playing other games, it's just the game I go to. And I guess that just refreshes my experience and whatnot.
My go-to game is usually Skyrim VR, although that's kind of a hassle to set up. So if not that, Spelunky.
Yeah. My go-to used to be Enter the Gungeon, but
I don't know. I really like that game, but I just got to a point where I plateaued in that game in terms of my skill. I was just not making any noticeable improvement with each run. I was like, I'm kind of done. For now. Probably give it another shot. Ooh, did I stick it? Nice, I did. Okay. Ghost? That's crazy. Oh, this is like, I mean, this is kind of the place, I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Suddenly, we will have a rocket launcher. Wow. Crazy.
Yeah. Suddenly, we'll be on Legendary and get stuck on this part for like 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm. See you then, viewers.
See you then.